All right, let's get this show on the road. Hey, everybody. It's April Fool's Day, which means I love Croc. Croc is my favorite mascot platformer. Croc is the best, and he is so cool and has such a long and storied and important franchise. And I have beaten Croc multiple times as a young child, and okay, the bit's over. Um, Hi, it's April Fool's Day, and I don't love Croc, but I do have a fondness for Croc. I had this game back in 1997 ish on my PlayStation. It was hard. It was hard because it's a 3D platformer with fucking tank controls. Um, you, I I don't have no like Croc is kind of adorable. I love his little snaggletooth. I'll be honest. Um, but I don't have a lot of love for Croc. But there's a bit of nostalgia, and when I heard that they were remaking Croc, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then I heard that they were remaking Croc with good, modern, not shit controls. I was like, oh, wait, okay, maybe Croc will be good now. Or at the very least, fucking playable. I would not kiss Croc on the mouth. Yeah, no, sorry. I'm not entirely sure if Croc is a child or not. Either way, I don't. No, thank you, Croc. You can kiss a Gobbo or something. Um, but yeah, I was genuinely excited to see Croc with a new control scheme because there's definitely something there. I watched Vinny Vinesauce play a little bit of it, and like there's a lot of old school game design in here that I'm kind of excited to explore. And funnily enough, I haven't checked it out yet, but if you buy the game on GOG, which by the way, this game is currently only available on GOG and like PlayStation and Switch. If you buy it on GOG, you also get Croc Classic, which I think might just be like a one-to-one port of the PS1 version, which probably means tank controls included. I haven't tried that yet. That is unplayable as far as I'm concerned. But let's get ready to rock out with a Croc out. I really hope this shows because it's actually... There we go. This is a really nice little thing. Oh yeah, I believe these are the same developers that made Buck Bumble. Hit Nintendo 64 platformer Buck Bumble. Platformer third-person shooter. I'll be honest, I've never played Buck Bumble. Just heard the theme song. Go look up the Buck Bumble theme song if you want to go on a fucking trip. Big Boat. I believe the original developer was Argonaut. I believe this is a subtle reference to that. Look at the fucking derp-ass crocodile. This passed for a cutscene in 1997, by the way. This was fucking magical. And I think currently it's set to the more modern graphics, and there is a cool toggle that you can do in-game that I'll be fucking with back and forth. But we'll check out the... Look at baby Croc. He's got a little feet on his feet. Croc is Moses. Yes. No, this is literally the story of Moses, but as a crocodile. So his dad, King Jingling, is teaching him all the things he needs to grow up. To be an adorable mascot platformer beloved by all. And then he just grows up. Look at that little snaggletooth. Look at their little segmented tails. Look at the fucking bad guy from every PS1 game. That looks like the guy from Spyro. Except for the mohawk. Except for the fucking racetrack mohawk. His shirt looks like a microphone. I think it's supposed to be chainmail, but it looks like a microphone. Croc, take your magical backpack. Save the people. Also, this magic bird can teleport you, but only sometimes. He's very fickle. Like, this... I cannot stress enough how common this was back in the late 90s. No text, no dialogue, no names, no nothing. You just get some visuals, some backing music, and you figure it the fuck out from there. Seriously though, this this title theme music slaps. So the game does have some graphic settings. It's got remastered and it's got retro. And there's even options you can do. So if you want like retro textures but remastered models, I'm not entirely sure. Like they just throw the old textures on new models. It's interesting. You can do the reverse. So they've got retro textures, retro smooth textures, which I don't like. I get it. They just throw some Vaseline on it, and then they've got the remastered. And then the lighting actually is a huge difference. Now, I'll tell you right now, this shit ain't ray tracing, but like, you know, a little bit of baked-in lighting work goes a long way. So I believe, and then retro display, I'm not gonna be fucking with. It's a CRT filter, and in my opinion, it's not a very good CRT filter. They've got CRT and VGA, but both of them just look... I mean, it's kind of what I remember a television looking like nearly 30 years ago, but we're not going to do that. But I do believe... Yeah, so select is our graphics mode toggle, so we'll be messing with that here and there. And so the adventure begins. This is the days of passwords. I don't believe Croc supported a memory card. I'm almost certain it was entirely password driven because early PS1 games still did not expect you to have a memory card, so there were password games. Crash Bandicoot was sort of a either-or scenario. So yeah, here's our smooth crocodile boy in his smooth crocodile world. That probably the best part. I could listen to Croc say kaboom kapow kersplat for at least 20 minutes. I think we're gonna turn down the music a little bit, because that is a bit loud. Little bit, but we're getting there. There we go. I think that's good. Let me know how that is. I've been, again, as always, messing with the audio. Hi, what is... Okay. So, because this game was originally in a, in tank controls, we've got things like sidle left and right. We've got flip around 180. There we go. And we've got butt stomp. So, kind of famously, this game was pitched to Nintendo as a Yoshi 3D platformer for the N64. It was kind of supposed to be Mario 64 in some ways. It was going to be like, hey, this is the first 3D platformer for your cool new Nintendo 64. And for reasons known only to people much older than me, Nintendo passed and then went on to make one of the greatest and most influential 3D platformers ever made, so you can't exactly fault him for that. I am very curious. Here's the thing about the N64 versus the PS1. The original PS1 did not have analog sticks. The DualShock controller did not exist for the first year or two of the PlayStation 1's life, and did not come standard with the PlayStation 1 for a bit longer than that. The N64 always had an analog stick. That was day one shit. If this had been an N64 launch title, if it had had an analog stick, it might have fared a bit better than it ended up doing. I strongly urge anyone who can to check out Croc and to try and play it with the original tank controls. It's not good. It's not fun, and it was... We knew back then. Oh, yeah. But now that I've got, you know, proper 3D friggin' controls, this is fine. Perfectly playable, even. I keep hitting the camera button. I don't know if I can do anything to that guy. Okay, yeah. Sometimes the pit is death. Sometimes the pit is a little side area. And as I was watching Mr. Vincent Vinesauce, I noticed quite a few things about this game that mimic Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2, for those of you who are weird and call it by its, like, subtitle. Which makes a lot of sense if this game was intended to be a Yoshi platformer that came kind of directly after Yoshi's Island. So there's these 5 special little gems that you collect, and sometimes they're hidden. They look like regular gems or crystals or whatever. I hope I didn't miss anything. Boy, I hope I didn't miss anything. But they're very much like the red coins from Yoshi's Island. And something else I never noticed as a child, which is kind of crazy, is whenever you get hit, you drop your little gem token thingies. Let's swap it to retro for a second. This still is like, let me tell you, original Croc looked even jankier than this. But yeah, when you get hit, you drop your little gems, not unlike Mario or really Sonic would drop his rings. But, you know, Mario would lose life, which he could collect with coins. Kind of similar, kind of dissimilar. But I guess the dropping of the physical items is much more of a Sonic the Hedgehog thing. Which, you know, was the style at the time. Yeah, so there you go. There's one of the secret hidden gems that's actually a cool, good one. Oh, wait, no. Oh my god, Croc. Imagine trying to see this very kind of minor difference in the walls 30 years ago with a much worse TV. Probably like a fucking 10th of the resolution. Like, I'm running in 4K right now. I'm broadcasting to you guys in 1080, and the original PlayStation, I would be genuinely surprised if it had, like, 480 out. It was probably closer to 360. But, you know what? All things considered, with a little bit of up-resing, this looks pretty damn good. Like, the work they did to smoothen it is not bad, but it looks a little uncanny. I think I prefer it pixely, and I know that is most likely just the boomer in me talking, but I don't know. There's a certain charm to it. You know what else is charming? This game not playing like absolute dog shit. I gotta tell you, this game was the bane of my existence. I did not beat Croc as a lad. My wife did. My wife actually beat quite a few more games than me when we were both kids. But it's much better now. Hey, what's up, Mr. Mischief? How you doing? Yeah, we're doing some 90s Scrimblow Bimblow. You know, he's Croc is definitely a Scrimblow Bimblow. Are the Gobbos is this whole game just nothing but Scrimblow Bimblows, really? Anyway, how are you? I will say the controls are a little bit, like, there's a little bit of icicle physics, it almost feels like. Like, you see, he like drifts a little bit. He doesn't turn on a dime. He stops on a dime, which is a bit weird. His turning radius, while tight, is a bit icicly. Yeah, you definitely slide a bit. And I know that there is an ice world later, and I'm sure that won't be exacerbated to a horrible degree. Boink, boink. Something else that was very prevalent in the 90s, and in my opinion, I'm super glad that it is not anymore, is enemy respawning. I know enemies respawn in Souls games, but not this fucking quickly. Like, that guy's gonna come back in... What was that? 10 seconds? 15 seconds? Ridiculous, frankly. I will say something that this game lacks is there's no counter to tell me if I've gotten all the Gobbos, and I do believe every level has a different number of Gobbos. I don't think it is universal. Yes, they're called Gobbos. Oh my god. I think you have a little bit of air control with that. Okay, so hitting the gong ends the level. We don't want that. We want to go in the special door. Ooh, okay, so we want to go over there. I have no idea what happens if you collect like 50 or 100 of these little gem things. I assume you get a life, but I don't know if that's possible in most levels. Like, look at that. I got 74. And I'm pretty sure I got everything. Oh, okay, you do get lives because it saves the total at the end. Shouting lava, lava, lava. Look at those little fucking pixely sheeps. Yeah, see? I really think they do look a bit better as pixels. But hey, the coolest thing is the little toggle button. Very much appreciate that. Quite frankly, every single remaster in the history of history should have that button. Thank you, Halo, for sort of inventing that. Did Halo invent that? I'm not sure. It was certainly the first time I ever experienced it. The original remake of Halo had Halo 1 Combat Evolved. Had a little, hey, change the graphics back to the original button. And the game needed to fade out, but hey, it was literally first of its kind. Alright, I'm gonna need help with this one. This is kind of bullshit. I think it's the one on the left here. Oh, thank God. Yeah, hope you kids have developed, like, proper eyesight and fucking spatial awareness. Jesus. That was actually kind of hard. I can't tell you how amazing and life-changing it is to be able to control the camera for Croc at all, much less with an analog stick. Fucking unheard of in 1997. Wait, you can control the camera and not just, like, hit L1 and R1 to swing it left and right? That's crazy. There's actually... I'm certain I've talked about it on stream before, but there is a hilarious review of some PlayStation 1 first-person shooter. Very early days of analog, and they had the absolute audacity to use the left analog stick for movement and the right analog stick for camera. And it was completely horrible, according to the reviewer. Literally a god-awful control scheme. Why would anyone do this? And sometimes it's funny how times change. Hi there. I don't know if I can kill you. Anything in your hole? Okay, yeah. Sometimes they just got jelly in the hole. Don't you hate that when you got jelly in the hole? Ah! There. It's probably just gonna be regular gems. But I want them. I would be very surprised if they re-recorded these, considering the voice actor is 30 years older. It certainly sounds like the original, but it doesn't sound, like, compressed to shit, so... Again, kind of a rarity, sadly, for the time, is, hopefully they kept the master tapes, the original recordings, for Croc and all of the sound in this game. Which might explain why they were able to sell you the classic version of Croc on GOG. Maybe they do have the fucking master tapes. Which is, like... That is a way less common thing than it should be of... Hey, do you guys have the original master, the original files for this game you made 30 years ago? The answer to that question is no, way more than it should be. Very, very sadly. What are we doing? Fucking whack-a-mole? Okay. I'm not sure I've ever seen this. Yeah, no, that's a 90s sheep right there. Look at that pointy fucking bastard. Hey, John, how do we make a sheep in this here video game? Well, just make them out of a bunch of triangles. Triangles? Are you sure about that? Well, what the hell else are we gonna make them out of? It's a video game, for Christ's sake. Everything was made out of triangles back in the 90s. You understand this game's as old as you, but it looks like a lot of it could be made in dreams. You know, if... I would not be surprised if someone were able to very, very easily remake this game in dreams, Pickles. That is... This was video games! Like, I don't... Like, everything from the really small levels that have the multiple loading zones, the doors and shit, to just, like, the weird random bullshit of, like, hey, here's a level with a fucking, disc that you ride on. Not too dissimilar from Yoshi's Island, but, like, just the random assortment of things you do, like, 30 years ago, that was peak game design. That was what you did. You made little rooms, you put a guy in it, and you gave him random shit to do. But yeah, I fully agree. Like, this... Look at, like, if you unsmooth it, I don't think you can get a texture like this in Dreams. You probably can, it's just gonna take some work. But like this? Yeah, this looks like something you can make in Dreams. For better or for worse. That's how the medium has evolved, that things that were once the entirety of an industry tool are now a game within a game. Give me that. But there were... I'll probably stream it one day. Tootie the Feetle. There's another game that this is actually very similar to in terms of, like, game design. The Emperor's New Groove PS1 game. It looked very similar. I need to go back and see if it was developed by Argonaut. But just very small areas, multiple small areas that were connected together, and jumping on blocks and pushing blocks and breaking shit. Okay, I killed him, but there was no animation. But trust me, kids, he's dead. The stream's dropping to 160p. Well, that's just how you get the proper original Croc experience. I mean, really, that's just, you know... Here, let me put it on original graphics mode. You can't tell the difference. It's like you're back in 1997 again. I would be 7 years old. You'd be, what, 2? You know, drinking Capri Sun. Wondering what I'm gonna do in 2nd grade tomorrow. I'm gonna kill this fucking... You'd be -1? Oh, I hate being old. I also hate this fucking worm. Do I need to... Okay. I have given up on the worm. I'm done. I'm done fucking with that guy. Yeah, Mischief, that's something that never gets any easier, interacting with people that are so much younger than me. It's weird. It's not something I can really comprehend. Oh, that just fell down? Can we go back up? Okay, I think this is... I'm an idiot. You mother... What was I saying about being old? Yeah, I'm old. And it's weird. It's... You know, I think about it and, like... Give me that gobbo. Just something about living in the age we live in. My parents would never be streamers, for one. But, like, interacting with people 10 or more years younger than them. Unless it's, like, for work. That's the thing, like, you know, you see people with this kind of age gap sometimes when you're working, but, like, never for fun. Never in their private lives. And it's, you know, it's interesting how times change, how age gaps become wider or smaller, depending on how you want to think about it. Watching a streamer girl sub story. Exactly! Sometimes you've got, like, a 60-year-old man hanging out with a 20-year-old woman, and it's a video game, but you're like, wait a second. Are we opening that? Yeah. Anyway, let's get off of that topic. It definitely does feel like that sometimes, Mischief. And I play it up a bit more than it actually is. Like, there's no way to say this without sounding like a weird old man, but, you know, I'm gonna try. I do listen to the kids, and I understand a good chunk of your memes and your lingo and shit. This feels like a test that I'm about to fail. Let's see. Okay, well. There's probably a gobbo in one of those, and I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't know if I'm gonna 100% Croc, I'll be honest with you. I know Skibbity, that's right, I do know Skibbity. I have a Jumbo Josh figure on my mantle right now. Some of it I genuinely enjoy, some of it I just do because it's fucking hilarious. But, like, there are still things sometimes, like, I'm learning new shit, I'm learning new slang. I'm learning all sorts of things every day, and I'm trying to keep up. And sometimes it feels like there's just so much new slang, and the kids are evolving the language faster than I can keep up. And sometimes I do feel like an old man, and I'm like, that's stupid. Back in my day, we used to say tight. Why don't the children say tight anymore? But I do my best not to act like that. I realize that fucking shit changes, and, you know, adapt or die, old man. But sometimes I get nostalgic, and then I stream Croc and the Legend of the Gobbos. And I hit the nostalgia button so I can get that cool hit of nostalgia. Yeah, that's good shit right there. Am I gonna have to... I have to do this quickly. God damn it. Saw Hero. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot that you need to get mad about. Skibbity, look... I almost understand Skibbity. I saw... I'm not gonna say this is an original thought. I saw someone... Oh, does it come down here so I can just jump on you? I saw somebody explain Skibbity in a way that almost makes sense to me. Skibbity Toilet is just... It's power creep, it's power scaling. It starts off with just some heads at a toilet, and then it turns into a fucking intergalactic war. And I understand that. Like, it's just a power fantasy in a way. It's just presented in a way that is odd, and that's part of the appeal. Doesn't make it bad, necessarily. Hey, what's up, Giddy Cub? Yeah, I also heard that the PlayStation version does not have a Platinum trophy. I don't know if there's a delineation between the PS4 and the PS5 version. I think they're basically the same. I'm also not sure if they're even, like, is a PS4 versus PS5 version. Which is super weird. I will say there is, like... Sony has a weird little metric and mathematical system for figuring out their trophies. And, like, your game needs to have a certain number of trophy points, essentially, in order to add up to what Sony considers a platinum trophy. Croc is certainly not the first game, like, available on PlayStation to not have a platinum trophy. It might be the first one in a while. I can't think of the last one off the top of my head. But it is a little weird, because, like, the game has trophies. I don't think there's a limit on how many you could make, so it's weird that they didn't just do enough to give it a platinum trophy. But maybe that required more testing dollars than they were willing to pay. Who can say? I don't have insight into anything like that. What the fuck was that Newt thing? Oh, you know, it was a Croc guy. Look, back in the 90s, we just sort of made guys up and then killed them, and you learn to move on. You don't get attached. Things in the game are ephemeral. You never know when you're gonna lose a crocodile or a Newt or a banana man or a sheep. You just gotta learn to live with that. Ooh, I want that key. And hopefully the rest of these just have gems. I don't know if I want to bother popping them all. That sounds kind of tedious, if I'm being honest. Yeah, we're gonna call that good. Yeah, it's super weird, Giddy. I wish I could tell you why, or if that's going to change. It's totally possible that they updated at some point to give it a platinum trophy. I just can't say for certain if that's going to happen. Okay. So... Alright, so... This was the thing that was kind of it's at least in Crash Bandicoot 2. Little monkey bars. Man, I miss monkey bars. Is there a place an adult man can go to climb on monkey bars where he's not looked at like a weirdo? Does that exist? I can go for some monkey bars. These are low-falling nightmare creatures? You damn right. What? Hey! You little... Okay, I see what's going on here. Yeah, you trying to run away from me. Unfortunately, I'm not 7 years old anymore. I'm 35. I understand how video games work now. I almost got hit by the fire in the video game. And now my cat is messing with the door. Lovely. Are those gonna... Yeah, so... Back in the day, we didn't have things like changing directions, so instead of falling down this lava waterfall, the platforms just disappear. It's the best we could do. Good news, adult fitness playgrounds do exist. Hell yeah. The next question, of course, is how much does it cost? Because the cool thing about children's playgrounds is, for the most part, they're free. I don't know how much I'm willing to pay to go to an adult playground and hang out on some monkey bars for, let's be honest, a few minutes. I was gonna say an hour, and then I remembered who the hell I am. Alright, guess we're doing some climbing. Whee! No, climb, you little green... Kind of depends, yeah, city... I mean, I imagine, like... I know they've done a lot to safetyify playgrounds. I'm sure there are some with monkey bars that are high enough for an adult like me. I'm just curious if there are any near me. Oh. There we go. Give me that. Why is there so much lava here? Okay, so don't just hit that. Can we swim? Can Croc swim? Okay, Croc can swim. How the hell do I... Okay, we gotta use the L2 and R2 buttons. Well, luckily, Croc, being a crocodile, can breathe underwater. Don't ask questions. Crocodiles can breathe underwater. That's a fact. You heard it here, first and last. This music is actually very reminiscent of Mega Man Legends 2. I really want to play Mega Man Legends 2 again. I definitely want to stream that. Maybe later half of this year. There's a lot of releases lined up until, like, July, so... If I do play it this year, it's not going to be till much later, but... I love me some Mega Man Legends. Maybe this will end up being the year of PS1. We got the Gex 1, 2, and 3 remaster coming soon. And... I feel about as strongly about Gex as I do about Croc, so, I do want to check it out. Me and my brother had Gex 2. We played a lot of Gex 2, Enter the Gecko, which I believe I played, back in Vtober. I only ever rented Gex 1 and Gex 3, so I would like to play more of those. The swimming controls better or worse than Banjo? You know... They're kind of better than Banjo, but also, so far I haven't had to attack anything, and I don't like how slow Croc is. I wish he was a bit faster. There doesn't seem... Oh, wait, no, there it is. Okay, yeah, you know what, that's, that might be better than Banjo, actually. Yeah, it's not bad. Somnium's about to ruin your life. I am so excited. I'm so happy we're getting a new AI Somnium files. I will say that I'm not going to be streaming AI Somnium files. Sorry, that's a special game for me and my best bud. But if Pickles for Nickels is streaming, then I highly recommend y'all watch her. Because that is a fun, interesting game. And if not, then go buy it yourselves. Yeah! Alright, so the final boss of this level. We're kind of approaching the finality of my Croc memory. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I've beaten this boss. I don't know how much farther I've gotten. I'll try to let you know when stuff stops feeling familiar. I will tell you this game is going a lot faster with the new controls. It would be a hell of a lot slower if I was using yield tank controls, which, interestingly enough, I don't think are actually an option. Yeah, no, you can't... There's no way to force the game to use tank controls, which would have been, like, an interesting little gimmick. Like, hey, check out Croc the way it played back in 1997, and you could do that for 30 seconds and be like, oh my god, what were they thinking? But also, if you buy the game on PC via GOG, you can just load up Croc Classic, and I'm pretty sure you can get exactly that, so... Ugh. Gotta buy the port for tank controls. It had tank controls? Oh yes, Mischief. This, the original version of this game on God's own PlayStation 1 came with tank controls. Because we didn't have analog sticks on every PlayStation 1 controller. Hell, we may not have had analog sticks on any PlayStation controller. What are you doing? Okay, do I have to wait for you to... What am I missing here? Okay, he killed me. So, how do I knock this guy over? Is it just after you attack? Also, something else that was not super common back in the day is, like, hit feedback. There's no real way to tell if I'm getting hit from this guy. Also, I don't have any health now, so it's not great. Yeah, you kind of seeing the age on this game design here of starting this boss with no health whatsoever. Oh, is that what I'm waiting for? Am I waiting for the breathing? Okay. Blibby, that is your real name? No, don't do that. Don't flail around. Nah. And thank God, if nothing else, Croc is fast. There we go. Okay. So once you know what you're looking for, it's incredibly easy. But the actual finding it out, because there's very little feedback, it's an unfortunate commonality with platformers of the era. But yeah, also, something else I'm noticing is another parallel between this and Yoshi's Island is the bosses are some small innocuous enemy or thing that is being turned big via magic. It really feels like the developer will just like, okay, let's just take Yoshi's Island and make it 3D. I don't know if that was the directive from Nintendo at the time. It's possible there was. But if it wasn't, it's kind of funny that they just sort of did that. And we're just going to have to walk our asses all the way back. Actually, are we going to be able to get on top of this thing? How do we... You can grab it, right? Okay, thank God. Whee! Monkey bars! Something else that was very hit or miss at the time was whether or not you could, like, grab ledges. Eventually it became more and more common for 3D platformers, but there was definitely a time with 2D platformers and even 3D platformers where it was a 50-50 whether or not you were able to grab ledges. I think it was just, you know, whether or not the game design team wanted to use that for traversal or if they just wanted more hard ways to keep a player locked into an area. Like, Metroid, for example. I don't believe you could grab ledges in Metroid 1 or 2. I think that was only in Super Metroid. That may not actually have even been in Super Metroid, actually. That may not have been until... If there was no ledge grab in Metroid 2, I think you had to wait all the way until Metroid Fusion. Which I'm starting to think was the case. Because there's a whole ass power-up for just grabbing ledges in Metroid Fusion. And that's kind of just seen as a given these days. Exactly, Mischief. And I don't know if you caught it. I talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the stream. The developers of this game actually... I don't know if they were specifically contacted by Nintendo or if they just sent them a pitch, but originally this game was going to be a 3D Yoshi game for the Nintendo 64. And for whatever reason, be it that Nintendo didn't like it or Nintendo had other plans, they said, nah, we're going to go make Mario 64. And knowing that, you look at this game, you look at your green reptile protagonist named Croc, and you put 2 and 2 together, you're like, yeah, no, this was absolutely a Yoshi game. And then, you know, I don't know how many years after Mario 64 it was, but eventually we got Yoshi's World, and that still wasn't 3D, actually. That was still a 2D game, so... Now, when have we ever gotten a 3D Yoshi game? Has there ever been a 3D Yoshi platformer? I'm I'm actually kind of struggling to think of a 3D Yoshi game. Yeah, exactly. Like there was Mario 64 for the DS where you could play as Yoshi, but I mean like a Yoshi's own standalone game. Because thinking about it, we didn't get a proper 3D Kirby game until frickin' the Switch with Forgotten Land, so maybe Nintendo just doesn't want to throw 3D at their characters so willy-nilly. But yeah, Pickles, the Yoshi's Story is a weird game. It's kind of a score-based game. Cool, I died. It's kind of a score-based game in that, like, you can kind of play through it mindlessly and without really doing anything. But there's, like, special specific objectives that can open up more levels, but all the levels have the same end point, so it doesn't really matter. It's weird. I think the big thing for Yoshi's Story, at least when Nintendo was making it, is, like, replayability. Like, hey, you can play the game 4 times and do, like, each time you can do different levels. So that'll mean the kids will do that, and the kids didn't do that. We didn't play Yoshi's Story 4 times, I'll tell you that. I mean, maybe if you had an N64 and your only game was Yoshi's Story, but in general, we played it the once. And then I died. So I'm gonna do something called a tactical death. Yeah, I'll continue. So yeah, since I was on my last life and I was afraid of dying and having to redo the whole level, I just went and killed myself so I could get 2 more lives. Very common back in the day. There's a whole speedrun category of Crash Bandicoot 2 that you will never see a GDQ again that uses something like that. I do feel that 2 lives is a little bit low. It's kind of 3 lives since 0 counts as 1, but maybe a couple more lives, guys. Can we open that up? Will that get us some more platforms? Die. No, we still don't have a key. Okay, is... You guys see a key anywhere? Did I... Maybe shadow something? Do 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 do. Boom. Yeah, I hear you, little guy. I just don't know how to get to you. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to come back through that door is the other thing. But it sure seems like there's no key here, so I'm afraid you are ass out of luck. Also, did that little fucker throw a snowball at me? I'll kill you. Okay, we can come back, thank God. I feel like some of those doorways are one way, and it's not at... Ooh, hello, naughty secret. It's not at all telegraphed to the player whether or not the doors are one way. That was another thing, probably done in the name of replayability, but tons of games back in the day were just like, hey, you're just gonna be locked into progression, and if you miss something, tough shit, do it again. Let's see if we can hit this. Secret! Naughty secrets. Whee! Ah! God. Okay, fine. Yep. Oh. Even these platforms kind of look like Yoshi egg patterned, but purple instead of green. And back in the 90s, hearts had a shit zillion different things that they could represent. Sometimes they represent health, Sometimes they represent lives. If you're a crazy company like Konami, they represent ammunition. Nothing meant anything in the 90s. The 90s was a fucking lawless time. I also really hope that this is how I leave. No, there's a shelf over there that I was supposed to jump to. Cool, I get to do it again. Good thing I'm so good at platforming, right? Right? Whee! Oh, is that not it? Okay, there. Hey, how do you leave the level? I don't know. Figure it the fuck out. You're a big boy. Well, it's a good thing I got all those lives in that secret area. Super good thing. I also have a feeling that tail attack is not giving me any forward momentum like I keep hoping it would. It might even be actively hurting me. Are you a naughty secret? No. Ah, no, no! I thought maybe that would be a path over there for a second, and then I realized that it was too thin, and then I realized I was going to die, and then I died. I'm not going for that box. I'm also not going over there. I do want to get to that door. Okay, there's probably a switch over there that's going to help me get to that door. Boy, this is really stark white. I am sitting in the dark, and I do not like looking at this white-ass screen. Here we go. Whee! Yep. Oh, yep. Flashbang, yeah, this flashbang world, in fact. And sadly, the old one is kind of worse in a little way. I think that's more the lighting than anything. I gotta get it. Give me the thing. There we go. Yeah, okay, we're missing one colored ball. Get everything? Probably. Alright. Always go on top first. Yeah, there's the final ball. Okay, let's get all the items. And thank God it lets me see behind the waterfall, so I know that there's nothing back there. I'm not one of those weirdos that's like, oh, there always needs to be a secret behind the waterfall. But I'll be honest, I will probably check if given the opportunity. Hey, what's up, Jingle? Yeah, no, we're collecting the Chaos Emeralds. Croc, he's basically my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character, Vector the Crocodile. It's still April Fool's, so you can trust me when I say that I love Vector the Crocodile. And I love his relationship with Vanilla the Rabbit. I think that's super cool and good that the crocodile has a relationship with the single mother, Vanilla the Rabbit. Oh, that's what we're doing. You don't like Vector? I don't have to explain my feelings for Vector on my own stream, so I'm not going to. Fuck. Well, we're not doing that again. Yeah, no, I love Vector, and I love his relationship with Vanilla the Rabbit. I have opinions on Sonic the Hedgehog characters. I'm a well-adjusted 35-year-old man. Ugh. That sentence kind of hurt to say. We don't have a key, so we gotta go this way. Am I coming back? I must, because I don't have a key for this either. You little... Give me that damn Gobbo. Oh yeah, I can swim. Why do these ones look extra weird? I like it. Come on, Croc. Get the gems. Get the emeralds. Okay, yeah. I was like, there's gotta be more to this level. Okay, we got a gold key, which I think is for a door. Yeah! Oh, it's you again! Gotcha! Idiot. I'm smarter than a box. Also, you know, the whole Yoshi-Mario comparison. He keeps stomping question mark blocks, but unlike Mario, he can't hit them from the bottom. Only from the top. Oh, okay, it just loops around. I never picked up a silver key. There's a gold key over there, but I think I need a silver key. No! I didn't realize. I thought they were gonna go back. That was my fault. Yazoo! Well, I'm probably going back, because I don't see myself going forward from here. Yeah, it is, Jingle. I noticed that. Like, you cannot tail whip the blocks on land, but underwater, you can't do the stomp, so you have to tail whip them. Yeah, exactly. Look, it's no cardinal sin of game design, but it, you know, it's a bit weird, and I think you should be able to tail whip the blocks. Like, at least there's a bit of feedback. They jump a little bit, but I think it's super weird that you can't break them with a tail whip. That said, sometimes they're used for platforms, so it does kind of protect them a little bit, which is nice. There we go. Now we can get my Gobbo. Come here, little Gobbo. Come with Daddy Croc. I'm gonna take you to a safe place. Whee! Alright, let's go to the secret zone. Whoop. Okay. Game's just trying to throw me off a freaking cliff. It's in here. You... I was way the hell over there. The hell did you punch me? What are you, fucking Ryu? Shooting Hadokens? Shooting invisible Hadokens at me? Alright, so I have a feeling every level has 6 Gobbos. Maybe I was wrong about the not every level having the same thing. Anyway, here's another boss. Still don't know what the hell this green guy's name is, by the way. That information would have been found in the instruction manual. For those of you who are too young to remember, instruction manuals are little paper books that used to come inside the boxes of Okay, so video games used to come in boxes. You would buy them at the store. Okay, stores like Amazon, but you have to physically go there in a car. You have to pick things up off a shelf and interact with people. And then you would buy it and take it home, and you would read the instruction booklet on the way home because you've got a cool new video game and you can't play it. And that would tell you the story of the game, because it was way too expensive to put the story of the game in the game when paper was so cheap. So we would just write all that shit down in a book, and then the game was just the game. Thanks for coming to my history lesson. It's no use trying to explain. Look, the children need to know. They took so much from us, they have no idea. We used to have little books in our boxes. They weren't empty. Back when the game was the game. Chumley the Rocket Man. Oh. Who the hell made that rocket sound? You done, Chumley? Speaking of Limmy, you have to draw something for tomorrow. Is tomorrow a Limmy day? Is Limmy significant to April 2nd? Or is it because Switch? You're all so blind. Don't you see what they've taken from us? Open your eyes! Which, of course. Oh yeah, for those of you who may be unaware or have been living, like, under a rock or something, Nintendo Switch 2 Direct tomorrow morning, I will not be streaming it because, unfortunately, 6 a.m. is when I have to be at work. So, yeah, I'm not going to be able to stream that. But, I'll certainly talk about it tomorrow night. So, go watch it, and we can all talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 and how no one's going to be able to buy one because scalpers are going to scalp them all because that's just the fucking hellscape that we live in now. I'm going to do my best to get one, I really am, but, like, I'm not buying one off a scalper. That's not happening. I'll just wait, and if I'm not able to get one immediately, hopefully I can get one by fucking Christmas or something. But I'm certainly going to try. I would like to play Nintendo Switch 2. I haven't played fucking Mario Kart since the Wii U. I never bought Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. So, I'm excited for a new Mario Kart. And Metroid Dread... man, I wish Metroid Dread. Metroid Prime 4 is... I would bet $100 that it is a launch game for the Switch 2. So, that's at least 2 Switch 2 games that I will definitely want to be playing. You really hope there's some sort of online queue? I hope so too. Like, the worst part is this is a solved problem. Like, we have figured out how to sell things to people online, and it's not just Nintendo. There are plenty of other companies that fuck this up, but, like, come on, man. Don't let the scalpers have this shit. But, you know, we'll see. You know what? I should probably go download the Nintendo Switch Twitter app, Nintendo Now, because that might be some sort of tool to help you get a Switch 2. I don't know. This is just a complete guess, but, like, wouldn't surprise me one bit, actually. So maybe I need to go download that and log it in before I go to bed tonight. Oh, no! Let's go back to old. Let's look at the old stuff for a hot minute, shall we? App keeps crashing before opening for real? Yeah, it's probably because everybody's going in there looking for Switch news. Okay, I don't think I can grab that, so there's going to be something. Yep, there we go. Nope. Yazoo! Oh, Croc. Your whimsical sounds do take me back to a bygone era. A time that no longer exists. A time when we had things like affordable housing and the Twin Towers. Oh, it crashes before you even open it. I see. Yeah, that might be your phone. Might be the operating system on your phone. Maybe you just need to delete the app and download it again. Could have been a bad install. I'll give it a shot later tonight. I'll let you know if it works for me. No, press the button, Croc. Oh, you pressed the button, Croc. My bad. No, we don't want to go that way. Oh, nothing, no weird little mini game. Just kerpow one guy. Okay, whatever. Guess they can't all be bangers. We done? Yeah. Say no snow. Okay. Not every level name can be a banger. They quite a few levels actually. And this is a bit more of a stretch, but again, like a central world with a certain number of sub-levels that are numbered like 2 blank 2, 2 blank 5. Another Mario reference. That one's a little like there were plenty of games that did that back in the day, but you know, so did Croc. So did Yoshi and Mario. Back in my day, video games had 8 worlds and at least 4 levels within them. And then they tried to say that they only have 6, and I knew they were stealing our levels. We used to have it all. Hell, sometimes you'd actually have 16 levels. What the hell was that cartoon? Oh. That's just a straight-up cartoon library sound. Motherfucker. What's in here? Okay, so I saw Vinny struggle with this for a while. There's nothing doing... I'll kill you. Alright, so we can't do anything with this room yet. We need to come back. It's kind of crazy how much the music changes in a single level. I get that they have like an underground cave theme and like an outside theme. I don't know, I feel like it would have been better to just like keep a single theme throughout the whole level and change it up every once in a while. But you know, maybe that's why I'm not a developer for hit video game re-release Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. Yeah. Okay, so now we can open this bitch up. Oh, that gives us new platforms. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, well, you can still use these to get back. Weird that they put those platforms over there at all. Give me my gobbo. My name Croc, give me my gobbos. That's Croc, that's what Croc sounds like. I didn't want to reveal it too early, but I am the actual voice actor for Croc. They had all my lines cut, I don't know why. It's kind of disrespectful, honestly. It's hurtful and really mean. But yeah, that's what Croc sounds like. Hey, it's me, Croc. See? That's him. That's me. I'm Croc. Fun fact. Okay, it was just the install. Yeah, that definitely, like, obviously it's not common and it's not supposed to happen, but I have definitely you know, working in games QA as long as I have. Sometimes you just got a bad install. Something happened, bit got flipped, who knows, and the game just is completely fucked, and you're like, oh no, what's wrong with the game? Did I break something? No, it just kind of broke itself, and I missed the fucking gem. No! Damn it. Alright, well, at least I get to keep my gem. Let's try not to die again, because I don't want to have to do this level all over. Okay, good. We got at least one. Just like Sonic the Hedgehog, as long as you got one ring in a dream. Just got to do our magic crystal door, get our 6th Gobbo. Well, hi, bye. You suck. What's up? Touch me, idiot. Why? Is this... Oh my god, I was really hoping for the boss. Okay, we got... I think once I finish this world, I'm going to call it a stream. Just a little bit earlier than usual, because I need to try and go to bed at a reasonable hour. Especially if I decide I want to be a fucking crazy person and wake up at 6 in the morning. Did I goof that? Oh. Is there anything up here? Yeah, Gobbo. Give me my Gobbo. Give me that little Gobbo boy. Alright, we got a red one. Alright, we're gonna have to come back here anyway, so I'm not gonna stress about these boxes too much. Thankfully, the boxes do respawn if you leave the area. Ryan woke up at 4 a.m. to watch Sora Smash. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like something he would do. Oh my god. So, why not? Let's talk about crazy Switch crackpot theories the night before the reveal. I am very certain, and by certain I mean I have absolutely nothing to back this up. It's just a gut feeling. There's not going to be a new Smash Bros. For Switch 2, at least not at launch. I don't see them pulling out a new Smash Bros. At all. But I do think they are going to do some sort of remastered ultimate version of Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think we're definitely getting like a here's Smash Bros. Ultimate with all of the characters and some other bullshit. Here you go, kids. Working East Coast hours? Yeah, Todd. Most of my team is on the East Coast, so I gotta adhere to their hours. Which sucks because I wake up at 6, but it's alright because I get off at 3. So I actually have time to do shit. Over-under on Silkstong pickles. Oh, man. Why not? Fucking... I'm gonna say 100%. 100%. This is it. This is the one. We're getting Silksong. Nintendo paid them a shit zillion dollars to hold it for the Switch 2, and this is the time. We are... This one... Fucking clip it and ship it. Silksong announced tomorrow morning. Silksong release title for the Switch 2. You heard it here first, folks. Oh, you were doing East Coast time for the 4X game? Were they an East Coast company? I didn't realize that. I thought they were, if not local, at least West Coast. What else? Here's the thing. We're definitely due for another... Baltimore, huh? Wow. We're definitely due for another 3D Mario, and I think we're going to get one this year. I don't think we're getting a 3D Mario at launch. They might announce it at the Switch 2 Direct thing. I'm kind of more inclined to think that they won't. But I do think we'll get a 3D Mario, if not holiday this year, then like, you know, about a year from now, March, April of next year. We're not getting another Zelda. You're fucking crazy if you think we're getting another Zelda, at least right now. We're not getting another Animal Crossing right away. I think we'll get Animal Crossing in a couple of years, maybe. You know, that's what Tomodachi Life 3 is for. There's your Animal Crossing. Go play that. Go play Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Breath of the Wild 3, I would be genuinely pissed. I'm pretty sure I've said this on stream. I didn't like Tears of the Kingdom that much. I kind of wanted it to just be over as quickly as possible. So I really hope we do not get another Breath of the Wild. I know they said, like, this is the way of the future for Zelda, and all future Zelda games are going to be like this. I'm a little disappointed by that. I just don't want another Breath of the Wild. You know. Kill me, string me up if you must. That's my opinion. Come on, I gotta use this key somewhere. But, yeah, I don't think... We're not getting a mainline Zelda. I think, and when I say think, I mean hope, that they're working on a... Oh, man, am I fucked? Alright, well, guess we're not going back. I hope that they're working on a Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages remake in the Link's Awakening style. I really, really, really want that. And it makes sense, so maybe we'll get that as a Zelda this year. But I'm not super confident in that. You're never getting another ARMS. You're not getting ARMS 2 legs. You're, like, ARMS is dead. ARMS is dead and it's never coming back. You're not going to get another Splatoon at launch, but we'll definitely get another Splatoon. What else? What other bullshit can I just say? You don't think we'll ever get another Chibi Robo? Yeah, sorry, Pickles. You're never getting another Chibi Robo. That said, I would have said that you were never getting another Okami, and, you know, Okami 2 is in development at fucking Capcom, so anything is possible. But yeah, no, I would not put down money on a Chibi Robert. Hello, kitty cat. My cat is on my shoulder, which means she's probably going to jump on my desk and do things to my desk that I don't want her to do. Oh yeah, Pokemon ZA. That is... Yeah, that's a good one, Todd. I completely forgot about Pokemon ZA. I agree, that's almost certainly a launch title. There was a little bit of a hint of, like, they are going to have Switch 2 versions of Switch games, so, like, Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon ZA, I would say, are certainly locks for exactly that. Whether or not it's a, like, you can use a Switch cartridge for the Switch 2 version, like what PlayStation does with PS4 games, I don't know. But yeah, I would think Pokemon is a... If it's not a launch game, it's, like, within the next couple of months after launch. It'd be cool if we got some more information on that other Pokemon game that they were kind of secretive about, like Pokemon Champions or something. I'm kind of interested in the potential of that. I would like a game that is just like Pokemon battling, especially if it's used for like competitive stuff. That might be the one mainline Pokemon game you sit on. That's very interesting because, like, I kind of sat out Pokemon Legends Arceus, and, like, I just played my wife's version, and I had a fun time. I didn't finish it, but I enjoyed it, and I'm excited for ZA. I want to play that, and honestly, I think a big part of that is the new battle system. I'm interested in an action game style Pokemon. Not because I dislike turn-based battles. I love turn-based combat. But I'm interested to see how they translate that to Pokemon and if it sucks. Can I kill you guys or what? Okay. Itzy the Ice Demon. Hardly a demon. And then he died. Good job. God, he's just staring into my soul with those eyes. Stop it. Gigantamax Dondozo. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Everybody gets a Gigantamax. No, Gigantamax is dead, but you know, it's gonna have fucking Mega Evolutions, and there'll be new Mega Evolutions guaranteed. I guess we gotta go into the level. Welcome to sand. You like sand? Yeah, quit the desktop. All right. Yeah. So Croc, I'm apparently 30% done with Croc. So maybe there's only 3 more worlds. I don't know. Might be 6. Who can say? Yeah. So I actually thoroughly enjoyed that. The new control scheme makes Croc much more bearable. So I'm definitely going to continue to play that. I think I'll swap back and forth between this and Kazan. So we'll definitely be playing Kazan tomorrow. I've got a hankering for the big sweaty shirtless man and his gay ghost friend, his butt ghost. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank y'all for coming by. Thank y'all for hanging out. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good time. I certainly did. I hope you learned something about Croc, the best mascot platformer of all time. Yep, still April Fools. Good times. You know what? Let me see if anyone I know is streaming. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah, I don't have any friends streaming. That's unfortunate. All right, well, then I'll just let you all go. Yeah, have a good night. Have sweet dreams of the Nintendo Switch 2 and all the things it may or may not have. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.